Which Big Ten teams have the most prospects in the 2025 NFL Draft? Find out in this video. The Big Ten underwent one of its biggest conference additions in conference history, and with 18 teams, there are a lot of prospects to discuss today. If you're new, subscribe to the channel as I will be doing draft content all year long. But for now, I'm Chase Keller, and welcome to the best 2025 NFL draft prospects from every Big Ten school. Enjoy. There are 5 Big Ten teams in this upcoming draft with no prospects inside the top 224, which is where the current draft order stands. Those 5 teams are Northwestern in 18th, Minnesota in 17th, Purdue in 16th, Indiana in 15th, and Illinois in 14th. There are also a bunch of teams that have one prospect inside that top 224, and that tiebreaker will be broken by which team has the highest ranked prospect. The team with the lowest ranked prospect of those one prospect teams are the Michigan State Spartans. That one prospect that they have is versatile defensive back Malik Spencer, who brings that versatility along with athleticism and explosiveness to be an intriguing prospect. But that's all they have. With one prospect in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Michigan State Spartans rank 13th on this list. Moving on to the 12th position, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights have one prospect in this draft. That one prospect is linebacker Tyreen Powell, who I am surprised isn't higher on the consensus board. He was named to the preseason Butkus Award watch list, and injury did hold him back. But in the 8 games that he played, he showed some elite flashes. A guy I'm shocked isn't on this list is running back Kyle Monangai, who is ranked 664th. But nonetheless, the Scarlet Knights have only one guy ranked inside the top 224, and this ranks them 12th on this list. In 11th place in the Big Ten, the Nebraska Cornhuskers are on this list, also with only one prospect. Defensive tackle Nash Hutmacher is a very intriguing prospect, and if the NFL doesn't work out, he's got a wrestling career ahead of him possibly. A sophomore season of 4.5 sacks should hopefully give him that boost to be an NFL draftee. In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Nebraska Cornhuskers have one prospect, ranking them 11th on this list. The first new conference addition is slotted into the top 10 here, and that is the Washington Huskies, also with one prospect. Their 2025 NFL Draft prospect is wide receiver Jeremiah Hunter, who is a transfer in from Cal. He had over 2,000 receiving yards in his 3 seasons with Cal, and he looks to be Will Rogers' #1 guy in 2024. With Hunter being the only Husky inside the top 224, the Washington Huskies are ranked 10th on this list. The Maryland Terrapins are ranked 9th on this list, also having only one prospect. Similarly to Washington, Maryland's only prospect is also a wide receiver, senior wideout Caden Prather. He was being scouted for the 2024 draft, but his intriguing combination of size and route running should bring teams in. He's got one more season to prove himself. With Prather being the only Maryland Terrapin inside the top 224, the team is ranked 9th in the Big Ten. The final team with only one prospect inside the top 224 has finally made their way here. And that's another addition to the conference, the UCLA Bruins. And we have yet another wide receiver, but this one is ranked fairly high. Redshirt junior wideout J. Michael Sturdivant. This athletic freak runs a 4.35 40-yard dash, and with his 6'3", 205-pound frame mixing in with that, he is a very high upside prospect. With their one prospect in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Bruins are ranked 8th on this list. Oh, we're finally done with the one prospect teams. Moving on to 7th place, we have a team with 3 prospects, that being the USC Trojans. The highest ranked prospect they have is defensive tackle Bear Alexander, who has grown a lot since coming into college. He is a fantastic 3-tech in both pass and run, finding gaps between pass blockers and also filling those gaps in the run. Jonah Monheim is ranked 116th on this list, and I think his draft stock is going to rise as the season goes on. As one of the best pass blockers in college football over the last 2 seasons, he's pretty athletic and smart when dropping back to block the pass. Safety Kamari Ramsey wraps up this USC Trojan list as he is a transfer in from UCLA. He's a high upside player who's going to bring some good instincts to the Trojans, and maybe those instincts will help him become an NFL draftee. With 3 prospects in the 2025 NFL Draft, the USC Trojans rank 7th in the Big Ten. Moving on to number 6, the Wisconsin Badgers are ranked pretty high with 4 2025 NFL Draft prospects. It honestly doesn't shock me that they're here, as with Luke Fickell going into his 2nd season, this team actually looks pretty solid. And this begins with a very good offensive tackle duo in right tackle Riley Mahlman and left tackle Jack Nelson. Mahlman towers over defenders at 6'8", 320 pounds, and he's got the athletic ability to get upfield for zone blocks. He could be scheme specific though, which does take away from his upside. And Nelson is a versatile blocker who shows most of his success in the run. Edge rusher John Pius is a transfer from William and Mary, and his 92 pressures and 25 sacks over the last 2 seasons makes him a high upside player in FBS ball. Some even called him the best player in FCS ball over the last 2 seasons. And cornerback Ricardo Hallman wraps up this Wisconsin prospect list. Hallman's top-notch athleticism and fluidity for the position showed against Marvin Harrison Jr. in 2023. Also, his 7 interceptions was tied for the lead in FBS. Genuinely, I don't know how this guy is so low on mock draft database. Anyways, these 4 prospects that the Wisconsin Badgers have to offer rank them 6th on this list. Entering into the top 5 of this list, the Iowa Hawkeyes have 5 prospects inside the top 224. And as expected, it's pretty defense heavy. This begins with Xavier Wanpa, a former 5-star recruit on 247 Sports. His 2023 season was pretty good for a sophomore, and his athleticism and fluidity in man coverage gives him upside to potentially be a slot corner in the NFL. And yes, the Hawkeyes do have an offensive prospect in tight end Luke Lockey. Despite suffering a bad injury in 2023, he has the blocking ability to be good in the run game and the spatial awareness to be good in the pass game. Okay, let's go back to the defense with defensive back Sebastian Castro, who I thought flew under the radar because of Cooper DeJean last year. The extremely versatile defensive back has great ball hawking tendencies and instincts in zone to jump passing angles. In my opinion, he's someone we need to watch for as a potential first-round pick in 2025. Linebacker Jay Higgins surprisingly returned to school for the 2024 season instead of going into the draft into a weak linebacker class. He had 171 tackles in 2023, and he is a fantastic run defender with good zone instincts and coverage as well. And finally, defensive tackle Aaron Graves looks to fill the shoes of Logan Lee after his departure. He also has similar draft stock to Lee, and his nice play strength and ability to play as a 4-tech gives him upside as a 4-3 D-end in the NFL. The Iowa Hawkeyes have 5 prospects in the 2025 NFL Draft, which ranks them 5th on this list. The final new addition to the Big Ten, with 6 total prospects, we have the Oregon Ducks in 4th on this list. Beginning with wide receiver Evan Stewart, who has been a tad underwhelming in his first 2 college football seasons. But with a new start in Oregon, he looks to flash that same potential that he showed coming out of high school. He's got the athleticism, the hands, the yak ability, the contested catch ability. He's really got it all. And if he shows that all with Oregon, he could be a top 10 pick. After Stewart, Washington transfer cornerback Jabbar Muhammad moved to Oregon as one of the best transfers this offseason. He is really good in man coverage, and while he's not the best deep corner, he has the ball skills to make up for that in other places. 2 straight offensive linemen come up here, beginning with guard Ajani Cornelius. He does start at right tackle for the Ducks, but with his wide frame, play strength, and run blocking ability, he's probably going to be a guard at the next level. And then starting left tackle Josh Connerly Jr. is just behind Cornelius in the rankings. He is pretty undersized, but he has crazy athleticism for the position, which absolutely shows on tape. Then continuing on offense, we have fifth-year former transfer wide receiver Tez Johnson. Johnson's skills absolutely show in his production, and he's going to be one of the best deep threats in all of college football next season. And to wrap up the Ducks, defensive tackle Jamari Caldwell is such an intriguing prospect strictly because of his measurables. He's 10th percentile in height and 92nd percentile in weight, and while his athleticism won't translate well, he does have some fantastic gap control. So, the Oregon Ducks have 6 prospects in the 2025 NFL Draft, which ranks them 4th in the Big Ten. Getting into the top 3, consensus has the Penn State Nittany Lions with the 3rd most prospects inside the top 224. Beginning with the 14th ranked Abdul Carter, who switched over from linebacker to edge rusher this offseason. I love this switch, as I'm not lying when I say he reminds me of Micah Parsons because of his skill set and his heavy upside as a pass rusher off the edge. He is a super fast and explosive pass rusher who was the best pass rusher at the linebacker position in all of college football last year. After him, their quarterback Andrew Aller is a guy that I don't like that much. While he is super inconsistent in his accuracy and his mechanics, he has processing ability and decent poise in the pocket to have the upside as a potential second-round pick. After him, defensive tackle Danny Dennis Sutton is very inconsistent in his snap count game by game, but he has the traits to succeed and succeed hard. He's a fantastic pass rusher on the outside, but also with his ability to plug gaps on the inside, he might be used everywhere on the D-line in 2024. Safety Kevin Winston Jr. can impact as a run defender and a pass defender. He's got the size, athleticism, and ball skills to absolutely rise his stock. 2024 is a huge opportunity for Winston. Then there's former 5-star running back recruit Nick Singleton, who is going to be sharing the backfield with Katron Allen yet again. He's super explosive off the handoff, and combining that with his power makes him a phenomenal running back. But he regressed in 2023, and sharing the backfield won't help his case. Offensive lineman Drew Shelton, ranked 140th, will likely be the full-time left tackle for the Nittany Lions this season. And he can play both left and right tackle as he showed in 2023. Along with that, his great top-tier length allows for him to bulk up, and he's done that a lot since joining Penn State. And finally, we go back over to the defense with cornerback Cam Miller, who is one of the most polarizing prospects in this draft. He is not a ridiculous cover corner like you'd want in a cornerback prospect, but he is so good in run support and he plays his best at the line of scrimmage. With 7 total prospects in the top 224, the Penn State Nittany Lions rank 3rd on this list. The runner-up in the Big Ten this year is a team that nearly broke the draftee record for the 2024 draft, the Michigan Wolverines. Beginning with the potential number 1 cornerback in the 2025 draft, cornerback Will Johnson. He's got top-notch ball skills and athleticism to mix in with his great measurables, and undoubtedly he should be a first-round pick. He's currently ranked as the 4th best prospect in this entire draft, only behind Travis Hunter, James Pierce Jr., and Carson Beck. Then we have the potential number 1 defensive tackle in this class, that being Mason Graham. He is a fantastic tackler and run defender on the inside, but he also has some good swim moves and strikes to impact the pass. He's currently ranked as the highest defensive tackle in this class, currently being 8th across all prospects. After those two, the number 1 tight end according to consensus is Colston Loveland, who makes the top 20. He's a fantastic route runner with reliable hands and great body control to be a reliable receiving threat, more than some wideouts. Another defensive tackle in Kenneth Grant shows how fantastic this Michigan D-line was last year. He's also a great tackler just like Graham, but he's debatably a better run defender with his ability to jump laterally and plug gaps. I don't think we're going to be talking a lot about Rod Moore come draft time, as he will probably miss the season with a torn ACL. But still, he is a good safety prospect with good anticipation, and he closes at fast rates. Keon Sabb would have had a huge opportunity here, but he transferred to Alabama. And here's another defensive tackle prospect out of Michigan, junior Derek Moore. He's probably going to play off the edge in 2024, but his athleticism, versatility, build, and dual threat impact makes him a candidate to play anywhere on the D-line. Running back Donovan Edwards looks to capitalize off a disappointing 2023 season, especially after the departure of Blake Corum. He showed fantastic vision and open field ability during his 2022 season, and hopefully as the clear RB1, he can bring it back in 2024. And to wrap up this Michigan prospect list, we have a fourth defensive line prospect in Josiah Stewart. He's pretty undersized for a 4-3 end role, but his athleticism and pop off the line give him the impact to play as a 3-4 outside linebacker in the NFL. With 8 2025 NFL draft prospects, the Michigan Wolverines rank second in the Big Ten. And finally, the Big Ten team with the most prospects inside the top 224 is none other than the Ohio State Buckeyes. This team has 13 prospects inside the top 224, which is just crazy. And I'm not going to go over this team like I did the others. Why is that? Well, this team deserves their own video. This upcoming Tuesday, I will be releasing a dive into this Ohio State team as they stand in relation to the 2025 draft. So stay on the lookout for that. In the meantime, here are the 13 prospects they have. Cornerback Denzel Burke, wide receiver Emeka Egbuka, edge JT Tuimoloau, edge Jack Sawyer, running back Quinshawn Judkins, interior defensive lineman Tyleek Williams, running back Travion Henderson, linebacker safety hybrid Sonny Styles, interior offensive lineman Donovan Jackson, cornerback Jordan Hancock, offensive tackle Josh Simmons, cornerback Davison Igbinason, I probably said that wrong, and safety Lathan Ransom. I'll see you guys Tuesday. Well, those are the best 2025 NFL draft prospects from every Big Ten school. Are there any prospects that should have been on this list? Let me know in the comments section below. Wait, are you not subscribed yet? Well, do it now. I release content like this all the time and would really appreciate your support. I'm Chase Keller from Chase Keller Journalism, and I will see you all next time.